Go.
Good evening, and welcome back to the big white house in Cumbria, where we're on our ghost hunt. And since we left you shortly before 10, we've had lots of interesting things happen here. So I'll give you a quick rundown of what's been happening. Firstly, we've started seeing some interesting lights in the garden. There have been sightings of orbs.
Hashtag garden ghost.
Hashtag garden ghost, which have been seen only on the digital recording, on the live streams, which have been trending. Hashtag garden ghost.
Hashtag garden ghost.
And we've had a lot of interest in people talking about this. Feel free to join in the speculation at British Haunts.
At British Haunts on Twitter.
That's the one. And in terms of the sightings, we've had 5 sightings of orbs so far. The first one was at 9:15, which was obviously during our live broadcast. Then we had one shortly after we went off air, just before 10 o'clock. Then one at 10:04. Then at 11:02, and then the most recent one was at 11:22. Each sighting has been increasing in duration, so we've been seeing the orbs for longer, and the most recent one was much, much larger, which started a lot of speculation online, and we have been confirmed that it can't be due to any sort of technical errors with the equipment. On top of this, we've also, while we were all up here a little earlier on, before the vigil started, everyone in the room heard the sound of a girl singing, which when we went to investigate, we couldn't find anything, so all very interesting there. Hopefully we'll be able to shed some more light on that. And finally, we've had a big find. In this very room, our competition winner here, Bet, discovered a diary hidden away. Now, would you like to tell us a little bit more about the find? Sorry, Tina. Long way round.
We're pretty much one person at this point. No, I was just, we just came up here. I came up here because it was just a little bit cold downstairs, really. Just came up here to get a bit warm. Just had a look in that basket over there. And it was in between, if I remember correctly, the Supergirl and Dreamworld books. Just nestled in there. Yeah, so I just pulled it out and we started reading it.
Fabulous. And while you were having a look at it, I believe we found that on most pages there were drawings of spirals within the book, and that was quite a theme of the book, of the diary, wasn't it?
It seemed to be. It was throughout, weren't they?
Yeah, and they were sort of changed and how they were sort of being drawn as well. It was very interesting, definitely. A bit spooky as well.
Well, the other thing was that each entry was on the 12th. And then someone, I can't remember who, pointed out that today is the 12th.
Ooh, interesting little coincidence there, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe we picked exactly the right date to be down here. But on top of this, we found that everyone who has been looking at the diary has suddenly and mysteriously, including myself, I'm afraid, started drawing spirals during their downtime. So we've got lots of these I've read. This is my own doodling, and we do have other cases of the doodles done by Bet and Tina, who were looking at the diary initially. So I'll just pass you on to Graham for a little bit more information.
Well, this is a very interesting thing that we're looking at here. I mean, you know, the spiral pattern isn't something that you normally see around and about the place. It's not something that any of us were particularly thinking of before we came here, but it really seems to have sort of caught fire. If anybody at home wants to start drawing and sending in their own spirals, then send them to us on Twitter at British Haunts. And remember to keep the discussion going, hashtag garden ghost. But of course, it seems hardly a coincidence that this biggest find that we've had has been here. Now, earlier on, Laszlo, you were saying that you felt something, a very strong presence.
Certainly,
in this
it's
room.
a very active room, very, very active. And as I said before, a girl at one point was in this room, and I'm sure a man, but at different times. And I wonder if, I understand the diary, perhaps the person who's wrote the diary is somehow projecting through, and this is why so many people are drawing these, they're quite pretty, aren't they, spirals.
Do you also think that perhaps the voice that we heard, the singing that everyone who was in the room at the time would hear, that might be part of the same projection?
I didn't hear the singing.
But then you were downstairs at the
yes.
time.
But it could be. It could be that again, whoever it is trying to come through, communicate. I mean, we're going to be doing starting a small vigil, as you know, where we're going to be asking the spirits to come and manifest themselves. But it seems that uninvited, they've already started, which is great. It's a luxury for us, isn't it? Because I think this might be communication already.
Well, a diary is a way of communicating, is it not? Through the years of leaving behind your thoughts and feelings for other people.
Absolutely,
to
our wonderful
feel
guests,
better.
I think, have done us a great service. They've finding that. It's incredible. I mean, hopefully we'll find out more about it as the weekend goes on. I had a quick flick through it, but I haven't actually read it myself. So,
I believe it's currently being examined by our historians.
And of course, our American psychic friend.
Indeed.
I'm sure that handling an object like that will be exactly the sort of thing that his skills could be useful.
And we'd also like to add that we will be having the diary authenticated by our technical team in the morning, just to make sure that obviously it is in keeping with the house and see if we can discover its provenance.
Mm-hmm. And continuing to speak of the diary, Brendan, now then, this is quite a big find. Does this change your view of events in the house at all?
Well, I'm not sure if I have a view of events in the house, but I would agree with what you said earlier, that we have had some really interesting things happen. We have had these apparently anomalous images appearing on our camera of outside, which don't seem to correlate to anything we've found yet when we've gone out and inspected it ourselves, and we have begun a process of testing that. So we'll be reviewing that in the morning. In the morning we will also, as you said, be sending off the diary for some forensic verification. It's currently being examined by Margaret Brodie downstairs. So we're looking forward to gleaning some information from this, but until we have all that information, I wouldn't be able to form an opinion of what's happened here. It's remarkable that we have found this all at once, but we are the first people in this house for quite a long time, and we did find the diary in a stack of random books. So if the diary was going to end up anywhere, it would end up in a basket in this one quite nice room of the house that we've all come up into, or at least quite warm room of the house.
Absolutely. So we've had a number of different sightings, a number of different hearings, and one very big and important find. But that is not why we came up here, is it, Laszlo?
No, what we really want is we want to communicate. We know definitely there have been people staying in this room who want to communicate with us. I think we know that from the spirals, although I'm sure you'll want to wait to have things authenticated. But I think we do know that. Now what we'd like to do is invite the spirits to manifest again. Perhaps by sound, or perhaps they might speak to us, whether audibly or privately to us. If so, then I'd encourage everyone to share that. But yes, I think that's what we should do. And we know that I think we're probably looking to communicate with a female who is a troubled female, probably, who may well want help passing on. And I think as well there's an old gentleman as well who's used this room, but perhaps less frequently. Perhaps he'd also like to come and join us and let us know that he's there.
And obviously we would love to have something exciting to share with our viewers at home, who have unfortunately missed all the excitement, unless you've been watching our live feed and seeing some of the excitement. Please do tune into the live feed.
We do our best to make these vigils interesting for you, but the only way to guarantee that you will catch all the action is to watch our feed on the programme's website.
And also to join in the discussions, hashtag Garden Ghost, if you see anything exciting, and also to basically join in the discussion at British Haunts.
And if you're drawing spirals at home, perhaps let us know as well.
Exactly.
Indeed.
And we'll be sure to read out some of your tweets tomorrow morning.
So, Laszlo, you are the expert here. Lead us through this process.
Well, the first thing I think we need to do is to lower the lights.
If somebody
shall I,
should turn the light off there. Our candles and the lantern.
And then I think spend just a few seconds to attune ourselves to the room. And perhaps we'd like to ask the spirits to manifest themselves in some way.
Do we need to join hands or anything? Or?
Well, whatever you're comfortable with. This might take some time.
Okay. So if there are any spirits in the room, we'd very much like to invite you to join us and communicate with us.
We're all friends here, and we hope that you can be just another friend amongst us.
Perhaps the woman who lived here, who wrote the diary. Would you?
We were believed to be Marilyn Howard. Marion Howard. I do apologise.
Perhaps the gentleman. I'm getting the letters W, and then it's a G or a D or a C. I think it's a C. Now he's telling me he doesn't like the place.
Have you got something coming through, Leslie?
Something about the dead man, the dead land, dead man. He doesn't like the place.
Why not?
Because it's something to do with the dead man.
So,
If you'd like to manifest yourself, perhaps communicate by knocking, or give us any sign of your presence. Someone hear that? Any sign at all?
Maybe if we took our shoes off,
I'm wearing soft shoes.
we could eliminate the chance of us perhaps unintentionally creating a knocking.
Easier said than done to
Yeah.
get these beasties off.
Yes, I don't think it doesn't sound. It's thumping. Is there anybody who'd like to speak to us? Anybody who'd like to communicate with us? Perhaps just one knock would let us know that you'd like to communicate. Now that's the girl. That's not the gentleman. That's the girl. Are you troubled? One knock, so let us know if you're troubled. Were you trapped in this room? Has anybody else any questions they'd like to ask the spirit?
Do you know about the light in the garden? Is it friendly? Knock for yes.
Did you write the spirals?
Is the light dangerous?
Could you knock a number of times to indicate what size shoes you're wearing?
Is this date special? Is 12 special?
Do you realise it's now the 13th?
I'm wondering about 12 minutes past 12.
Did you know how many turns that was? I wasn't counting. It started knocking and then I thought, was that 12?
You can ask.
We'll have to, if anyone's paying attention out there, please tweet and let us know if that was 12 knocks, as we seem to be unable to count here at British Horns.
Did you have a doctor? Or someone to nurse you? Did you like the garden?
Is the girl that died in the fire?
Should we be afraid of the light in the garden?
Who knew This is good news, I suppose.
Should we be afraid of something in the house?
Okay.
Should we be helping the light in the garden?
Does the light in the garden need our help?
The pool room. Did something bad happen in the pool room?
I actually think that time that was 12.
Yeah, 3 lots of 4 if you like.
Yes.
Or it could have been somebody moving around downstairs, or it could have been pipes.
Well, if the pipes are answering our questions, then I for one am scared of these pipes.
That's a good question. Should we be scared of her?
How's the plumbing? I'm sorry, Jeff, I'll not say any more.
I think we must all keep an open mind at this stage, but we must respect that this spirit has come to communicate with us.
Should we be scared of the man?
Now, as you said that, the hairs on the back of my neck have all stood up.
Sorry.
I'm struggling to think of yes or no questions here.
Mm.
I'm wondering about the significance of the number 12.
Especially when she answered that as a reference to the pool room.
Did the man write in the pool room?
Is there something that you wish to tell us but we're not asking the right questions? Guess not.
Do you need our help?
That was 12.
Do you wish us to help you find rest? I think now we should remain quiet just for a couple of minutes. Are you still there?
Are you still sensing anything, Lazar?
No, I think she's here, but she's gone for a moment. And you noticed the pipes didn't knock at the point when we had a brief silence. I think we've been very privileged. Thank you, Em.
2, 3,